Shalom Alaikum, and welcome to the world that was. Today we're looking at a recipe from the Caucasus. A very simple sweet-filled pastry dish from the Bronze Age Urartu Kingdom, from the area of modern-day Armenia. This recipe is very similar to the mersu from Mesopotamian societies, and could have been a transmission of recipes through the various empires that arose in the region over the millennia. In any case, let's take a look at the world that was. To begin with, we need to make a dough. Into a large bowl, add 2 cups of flour. Into this, pour your water and cream cheese and butter. Beat all of this together into a cohesive dough. I'm using cream cheese here, but it's unlikely to have been used in ancient Urartu society. But really, any soft cheese would work for this. I just find that cream cheese produces the best end result. In any case, when your dough is smooth and no longer really sticking to the sides of your bowl, turn it out onto a lightly floured work surface. Go and knead your dough for about 5 or 10 minutes, or until it turns fairly smooth. If your dough is looking a little dry, add a bit of water to the top and work it through. When it's very smooth and very elastic, go divide your dough into quarters. Then divide these quarters into eighths. Try and roll them around on your work surface underneath a cupped hand in order to smooth them off, if you want. Leave these dough balls under a cloth while you go work on your filling. To begin making your filling, we'll need to first grind up some walnuts into a fairly cohesive meal. I'll be leaving larger chunks of walnut in my mix because I like the texture, but work yours to a consistency that you like. Walnuts would have been a staple in the diets of the societies of the ancient Near East, along with hazelnuts or pistachios, but really any nut like this would work in this dish. When your walnuts are done, go roughly chop up some dates. Just make sure you keep an eye out for some pits, so you don't wind up cracking a tooth or something. I'm not being very careful checking for pits here because I trust the guys I bought these from, but they may be different from where you get them. Mash these dates into a cohesive paste in a mortar and pestle, or in a food processor if you have one. When your walnuts and dates have both been mashed, go combine them together in a large bowl. Much like the mersu, this mix is very hard to mix using a spoon, so I'd suggest kneading it like a bread dough until everything comes together. Like you can see what I'm doing here. Fold it and press the walnuts into the filling will help it come together faster. If the mix looks very dry, you can try adding a bit of water to the mix to help it along. But not too much because then you'll turn it into a date broth, which we're not looking for. When your filling is done, go take a ball of dough and flatten it out between your palms a little. Put this onto a work surface and flatten it out some more until it's fairly thin. You don't need a rolling pin, but I find working it by hand is best. Take up your round in a hand and take a portion of your filling, placing it into the center of the dough. Drag and fold the edges of your dough over this filling, like you can see me doing here. When the filling is totally covered, roll it all around in your hands to smooth it off and seal the opening. Do this with your remaining dough and date mix before placing the finished parcels seal side down onto a baking sheet. Then, place your baking sheet into the center of an oven that has been preheated to 190 degrees Celsius or about 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes. Depending on your oven, this may take more or less time than mine. They should be done when they look like this. Place them on a wire rack to cool for a few minutes and eat them when slightly warm or at room temperature. These pastries are delicious and very simple. The mild sourness from the dough really complements the sweetness of the date filling. Depending on what kind of nut you used when making the filling, you can really alter the taste of the finished dish, making them sweeter or even earthier. Bronze Age ovens would have been very similar to modern pizza ovens, for lack of a better comparison. However, some Mesopotamian societies show that bronze ovens were also used. Either way, they would have been wood-fired and may have had a more smoky taste to the finished dishes that were cooked in them. This dish has significant parallels with the mersu I made a while ago, which you can check out by clicking on the relevant link in the top right hand of the screen. This suggests that there was a convergent development of sweet treats in the region, or that the empires of Mesopotamia spread culinary traits to the neighboring civilizations of the Caucasus. Both are possible, but neither have been outright confirmed or denied. What we do know, however, is that this recipe results in a delightfully sweet treat from the Bronze Age. I hope you all enjoyed this look at the world that was. If you liked what I made, please consider leaving a like on this video and possibly even subscribing to my channel for some more ancient recipes.